Kids and cadets, happy Sunday. Went out to see my scrapper that delivers yesterday. He had called me, said he had 1 unit, but when I got there, he had 2 units. So they mysteriously multiplied. There was no clucking around. I snatched up both and threw them in the back of my CRV, opened up the glass hatch and let the handle stick out. So I can take 2 at a time, no more than that, just due to the width of the CRV. So he did start this for me. Started, didn't run very well. Rear wheel drive, lawn boy. So let's look at this thing. The Poulan Pro started, installed, big vibration. I looked under the deck, the blades got issues. So let's see what this lawn boy is. It's a 2012, no cover, no air filter. So let me pull on it and let's see what it does for us. The Briggs serial number 1208145453314, 5.5 series Briggs engine. And usually these lawn boys have a number somewhere, and this is no different. The number on this model number 10632, 10632, the serial number 313004752. Second 2 digits in the serial numbers the year, so they're calling it a 2013, but the engine, they're calling it a 2012. So this might have been right in between calendar years. So let me pull on this. It's got enough oil in it. Oh, he said he cleaned the carburetor on this one and it's still running rough. Pulling on the rear wheel drive cable, there's no tension in it whatsoever. I'm pulling the bail bar and it's hitting the handle. So we may need adjustment, or will need an adjustment. Okay, engage the wheels there at the end. So it's starting installing on the lawn boy. So we got to go through this thing again and figure out why it's unhappy. Let me just take some carb cleaner, give it a real dose, and just see if it runs a little bit longer than it just did. Do we have a fuel issue? Now we don't have anything, so now I'm really curious. Gold top champion. I didn't want to troubleshoot this thing right now, but I'm getting anxious. It's probably not much. It's got one of these spark things on it, the magnets or something or other. I've seen another machine with that thing on there. Okay. Doesn't look like there's an air gap there between the electrode. When I squirted that extra bit of carb clean in, it might have filled in the gap here. or stuck to some carbon. If you could see that, we're not going to get a spark if this gap is filled in with snot. Secondary to that, these gold top champions have been known to act up. The RC12YC. Okay, I'm not going to juice it again. I'm just going to throw this back in, and I'm sniffing it now, and it smells kind of like bad gas. Yeah, kind of bad gas I'm smelling here. Just a whiff of that little bit of fuel. I'm going to blast this plug out with some compressed air. This is my 3-minute troubleshooting. I was just going to see what this thing would do, but now I got kind of curious. When I was at his location, I looked at the blade. Blade is slightly off, but not enough to indicate it had struck a stationary object. Although the Poulan Pro, you can definitely see it hit something. It's really worn out. I think it hit something. Okay, let's start over again. Sorry for that minor delay. Nothing. So we're going to have to come back to this one. I should have really changed it out with a better plug. I may do that. I've got 2 Briggs and Strattons nearby with the YC12, RC12YC. I'm going to pull on this thing and see if anything pours out of the cylinder. No, I didn't see anything. Let me grab a plug out of a running machine. So I did a video yesterday on that handheld battery powered fuel transfer pump. A couple of you said that you have used those for a couple years. I didn't know they were around that long. I just noticed them maybe because it was on the sale thing for $7.99. It caught my attention. I go for the cheap stuff. Okay, we got a plug in here now from a running machine. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, we're going to have to do some more troubleshooting on that. It did want to fire off for a second, and then it went back to what it was doing. I was going to help it along with some carb clean. Okay, that one's pulled to the back. Let's move up to the Poulan Pro because we're not getting anywhere with the Lawn Boy. 2016 engine number 160315 5190665. That's the serial number. This is a 500E. The Poulan product number 96112013401. The model number Papa Romeo 500 November 21 Sierra Hilo 21-inch. Let's roll this thing over. I'll let you see the the blade. You can see the deck's got some surface rust, some pitting right there. Pitting on the cage. Some moisture there. I don't know if that's fuel. So this thing's been around. Surprised the side chute's still in place. So this is going to be a cheap deal if I can get this thing running. A couple of knots up here in the cable, so that's got to be addressed. I'll need to put a cable on. A lot of zippy ties. Somebody was certified. They jimmied it up with three extra long zippies. Let's turn this thing over. Look at the blade. This started installed. The deal with this thing is that it vibrated on initial startup and then stalled. I believe it needs a carb clean, but the blade I felt was an issue, and just by looking at it, it is an issue. Tips are worn off both ends, and it looks like this end here struck something. So blade's imbalanced, so you're going to get a little bit of a wobble. So I got to change that out. I'll do that first and then go to the carburetor, so when we go to start this thing, we don't have that jumpy imbalance. Deck doesn't look too bad down here, just some surface rust. But looks like somebody just drove this thing to the ground. No maintenance, just wore the blade till it was dead. There's your product number. I didn't look at the oil on this thing. I can do that now. So I paid, I didn't even tell you how much I paid. I figured the Lawn Boy looked clean, self-propelled. I didn't think it would take much to get that one going, but now I'm questioning that decision. I gave 20 for that and 10 for this Poulan Pro, just because it looked rougher and it's just a standard pusher. Okay, the oil's well used and there's some in there, so it just needs a oil change. So maybe this afternoon I'll spend some time on these two, try to get them going and in the ready pile. I appreciate you kids and cadets coming out. That's all I got for you. Happy Sunday. Nothing really exciting here to look at. They both need attention, maybe equal amounts of attention. The Lawn Boy 21-inch is a mystery why that acts funny. I'm going to have to do some troubleshooting on that. Wants to run no power.